Before we begin drawing out a bar model, the very first thing we want to do to solve the problem is write a sentence down at the bottom, which should say, Grayson bought blank pieces of construction paper in all. Because of the question at the end of the problem, I know I want to find the total, or the amount of construction paper he had in all. So I'm going to draw a complete bar and label the whole bar with a question mark, because I'm finding how much construction paper in all, which indicates the total. Now I'm going to go ahead and read my problem one sentence at a time. Grayson bought some construction paper for school projects. Okay, we've already drawn the bar to illustrate the total amount of construction paper, so I'm going to go down to the next sentence. He used 1/4 of it for a reading project and 1/3 of it for a math project. Now here I'm given two pieces of information, so I'm going to break it up. The first part says 1/4 of it for a reading project. So when it says 1/4 of it, I have to think, what does of it mean? Well, it means of the whole, or of all of the construction paper. I'm going to now take a look at the second part, which says 1/3 of it for a math project. And again, we have the of it, which is referring to the same total, the entire total of construction paper. So I'm going to show both of these fractions on one bar, because 1/4 of this whole bar represents the construction paper used for a reading project, and 1/3 of this whole bar is going to represent the construction paper used for a math project. So I'm going to write these two fractions down, and I need to figure out, how can I make an equivalent fraction that has a common denominator of 3 and 4? Well, I know that both can be turned into 12. So 1/3 can become, I multiply times 4, 4/12, and 1/4 becomes 3/12. Now that I have them with a common denominator, I can break the bar up into 12 parts. So I'm going to break it up into 12 parts. Now I just have to do my labeling. This 1/3 was the math project, and the 1/4 was the reading project. Now remember, we made equivalent fractions here, so I'm going to use the numerators in those fractions to label the bar. So math is going to be 4 parts, and reading is going to be 3 parts. And I'm told he has 45 pieces of construction paper left. So now I go on to the next sentence. And this is everything that's left over, which is 45 pieces of construction paper. I want to find out the total. So I'm going to begin by solving by finding out what one of these units equals. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, and a total of 45. So 45 divided by 5 will tell me how much one unit equals, which is 9. So that means every single unit is 9. And I could go ahead and label them all, but you get the idea. The second step is going to be to multiply 9 times 12, which when we multiply that out, we get 108. So it means that the total amount of construction paper is 108 pieces.